Hello there, my name is Reilly. I'm a student at Queen's Park Community School, and this is the first evaluation activity for the opening sequence of my film entitled Take My Soul Away.
No one's going to take my soul away. I'm living like Jim.
Take My Soul Away is inspired by the song by Lana Del Rey, Gods and Monsters. This is related to other types of film such as Drag Me to Hell, which is of a similar title and of similar genre of thriller/horror. I use this title because it has a powerful and influential effect on both the audience and the opening sequence itself. It sets up the idea of the character having a demon or psychological anomaly inside her head that is slowly taking over her, meaning that she can't control herself. And the idea of using this title really brings back home the message. Also, the typography that is used is an eroded type of font. This makes it related back again to the idea of social decline and the destruction of one's mind, and really emphasises the whole idea of the film. Another really important thing to consider in using the title inspired by the song Gods and Monsters by Lana Del Rey is that the majority of my selected target audience listens to her type of music, which is in the indie genre, and the influence of Lana Del Rey and her lyrics and song meanings also means that more of the people this film is meant to attract within its target audience is boosted by the influence of Lana Del Rey's music and other indie song artists. When scouting for locations, I had to ensure that I selected a variety of different types of environments and settings. This included a motorway with a footbridge, an eerie bedroom, a scary, gritty alleyway, a parish church, and a sinister-looking park or woodland. This was a crucial decision in the making of my film. Considering that my opening sequence is based on a dream, I would need this diversity to portray the flickering, random changing of setting within one's dream. This would also be used again to confuse the viewer into not knowing where they are, maybe perhaps foreshadowing what might happen later in the film. This may include the main character's later suicide. Very little extravagance is given to the costumes and props side of the film. I wanted it to portray usual people that live everyday lives and are no different to everyone else. The idea that this may happen to a whole load of people that are tormented by traumatic psychological torment. The only real use of prop was the use of the pills to signify how doctors may only suggest drugs to help those who are suffering with psychological torment. The opening sequence is used to create awareness for this issue that's going on all around us. The mirror is another significant prop that is used within the film. This shows how the demon or friend is within her, inside her body, not able to escape. This also adds a sense of fear and shock and confusion to the audience, because you don't know whether the main character is Boo or Hannah, the evil one or the good one. And that's what the mirror is supposed to signify and emphasise, and that's why it is one of the most important props used within the film, alongside the bottle of pills. Much focus is around the characters and her story and not about her personal possessions within the film. There is much more focus on her psychological torment, which is emphasised by the background and use of archive footage to show how her mind is constantly confused as to what's real and what's not. A variety of camera shots and angles and movement is used. There are a range of different shot varieties. This includes an extreme long shot, mid shot, medium close-ups, and extreme close-ups. Portray the variety of different circumstances a person can feel within one's own dream. I wanted to portray the fact that the person actually viewing the dream is not actually moving, and that it is the main character's dream, and that she is asleep, and that she can do nothing about what she is seeing, which adds a sinister feel to the opening sequence, as she is watching all these things take place with no control or knowledge of how to stop what's going on. The confusion and disorientation which is created within using this variety of different camera shots and angles is also echoed within the editing of the film. Quick snaps and short cuts that are portrayed within the editing accompanies the huge variety of camera shots and angles to again emphasize the fact that it is a dream sequence and to add an eerie and disturbing feel. This also creates the rapid change in scene or situation that one can feel within a dream, portraying different elements, even seeing people that you don't actually know, which includes the idea of the archive footage of the celebrities that the main character seems to be obsessed with. Effects that are used within my film are included within the editing process. This includes using a fisheye lens, turning the footage into black and white and in colour in other areas, speeding up or slowing down the footage to create disorientation and confusion and the dreamlike feeling, and superimposing credits into the film so that people are aware of the people that had an important role in making the film. The archive footage that is seen within the film, including the celebrities, time-lapses of flowers, explosions, and the Victorian woman committing suicide, are also a very important part of the special effects. Their short role within the film is of huge importance as they portray the idea of her being tormented by self-destruction and death. The fisheye lens is used to warp or distort the footage used, again to create the idea of the dream sequence. Changing certain footage into black and white and others in colour allow the viewer to see that the girl does not understand what's real and what's not, and confuses reality with her imagination. The idea of speeding up and slowing down certain parts of the footage, especially at the end of the film where the whole film is replayed again backwards, gives the idea of the girl coming in and out of her sleep, and also shows parts that she is focusing on within her dreams. The opening sequence is perfect to introduce these characters. This is because we neither learn if Boo is real or not, due to the fact of her realistic features and the fact that she seems to have similar qualities as the character of Hannah. What is very interesting about this, in the way that I positioned them, is that the character of Boo is never too far away from Hannah. She's always feeding off her. She's always very, very near her. She's never too far away, which suggests that she is within her. This also suggests that the character of Boo is not real, due to the unnatural positions and actions that she does, i.e. coming from straight behind Hannah or coming from behind a tree, eerily. She is a very sinister character, and that is what suggests that she is not real. But the fact that she is such a realistic figure also indicates the idea that she is real, which is what is so confusing for both Hannah and the audience. This is exactly what I wanted to portray in my opening sequence, and this is how the character of Boo is introduced. You do not know whether she is real or not. The character of Hannah is very submissive to Boo. In various scenes, Boo is seen screaming at her and ordering her. Hannah is seen to be a usual teenage girl, but is very, very troubled. And this is seen by the fact that Hannah is normally not doing anything at all but simply standing on her own, or doing everyday things like walking down the road. This indicates that Hannah is a usual person and is real, especially from the voiceover that is created. The voiceover is perfect to create the story and the situation in which Hannah has been placed in, and in Boo's character. You learn from the voiceover that in fact Boo may not be a real person, and this is what is perfect to set up the whole story of the film entitled Take My Soul Away. The opening sequence foreshadows what could happen later in the film. Using the footage from Hannah on the footbridge and the archive footage of the Victorian lady jumping off the bridge into the river, you learn of her secret desire to kill herself due to her uncontrolled nature, due to Boo's psychotic actions, which are actually Hannah's. The whole idea that Boo is within Hannah's head is perfectly portrayed within this opening sequence, and that is exactly the kind of effect that I wanted to create. Overall, the opening sequence is a perfect introduction to the film of Take My Soul Away. There is a huge amount of contrast between the two main characters and a wide variety of special effects, camera shots, costumes and settings to confuse the audience into not knowing whether the sequence is in real life or not. This creates the perfect dream sequence, and this is how my media product uses, develops and challenges forms and conventions of real media products. Thank you for listening to Evaluation Activity 1 by Warren Reilly of QPCS.